welcome to this edition of Hanging Out with Temi. On Hanging Out with Temi, my name is Temi Ajayi, and it's always good to see everybody. How are you, ladies?
Really good.
Thank you.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Oh,
how are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. Hi, Liz. It's good to see another color. It's crazy looking color. What's up?
Yeah. And I'm changing a little bit.
Okay. But it's good to
trying new things.
Good. It's really good. We're looking up to you. We're following you. Don't worry.
Good. I'm a trendsetter.
I know you're a trendsetter. It's okay. Eyes or week been?
It has been eventful, really. Of course, with the topic that you've covered last week, yes. And everything that was happening, in that regard was quite insightful and also very thought-provoking, coming to realize how much is happening even right here in Australia. And generally speaking, just thinking about, is this ever going to end? Because, we've been fighting this issue of racial discrimination, before we were born. The battle was already on, and we're still seeing how that has entrenched, into the systems that, currently governs us. So I'm really just sitting here thinking, is this ever going to end? I don't know.
Yeah, good question, Liz. It's a big topic. I don't think anybody can actually get to the end of it, but it's good to be talking about. In fact, like an hour ago or so, I was talking to a gentleman, Josh. He's probably watching us now, and we're talking about this forever. And fortunately, he's into interracial relationship, and he was talking about racism. I'm like, oh, well, this is what we're about. And he said he's going to be following. He's actually started following us. I just saw him following us. So it's okay. And we know that you went and marched in solidarity last week, but we're going to get there. Let's keep going. Heidi, how are you?
I'm really good, thank you.
We missed you last week as well. How's your week been this week?
Fantastic. It's always busy and always great. I love being busy.
It's a problem, I know. Me too. I love being busy. Me too. It's good. And Helen, oh my gosh, I've never seen Helen being busy like this week. I don't know what the thing was because we've not been able to talk. It's like, this and that and that. What happened? What was different this week, Helen?
I think just as we're coming out of social isolation and, the normal routine is picking up. And so there's, instead of Zoom calls during the week, there's now meetings to go to and that sort of thing. And so, it's been a busy week.
I thought so. But today is going to be a fun day. How about that for a change? Of course, our friend is not here today, Ima. She's probably watching. It's her 25th wedding anniversary today. So she's chilling out somewhere in town, secluded area. So can we shout out to Ima? Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, Ima.
Happy anniversary, Ima.
It's cute. Enjoy your day, Ima. And for all of you that are watching us, thank you. Please share this page. Call a friend, like as I always say. Find a kappa, get a kappa and share with a friend, because today's topic is another vital. Because we've been talking about expectations, haven't we? We've been talking about parental expectation, this expectation, and today is marital engagement expectations. And we said there were good expectations and there were bad expectations, and there's a way that you're going to meet in the middle, especially when you're talking about relationship to make it work. And the question we're looking at is this interracial, and considering everything else, like you said, Liz, that is happening now and continue to happen about racism, about prejudices, about all those things, interracial relationship, is it encouraged? Does it work? Is it going to work? Is it been working? I actually checked the Bureau of Statistics, Australian Bureau of Statistics, and it says in Australia, there's been 20% increase in interracial relationship. This was in 2015. So 25 years down the track, it's probably gone to 40%. So this is going to happen. We cannot continue to stop it. So if that is the case, then we probably need to know how to, like I said, coexist, how to value and, appreciate one another. And don't deceive one another to say something, this color, that color, because it's not nobody is going to win at the end if we continue like that. So that's why I think it's really timely and relevant for us to know about this, our topic today. So the question we're looking at, interracial relationship, in your own opinion, Liz, in your own opinion, no judgmental, no sentimental, it is gonna happen. It's happening, it will continue to happen. So what do you see could be one of the problems with this interracial? But seriously, there are some problems that you cannot actually avoid. There are issues that could make it work or not work. In your opinion, Liz, what do you reckon?
Yeah, interracial relations, for me personally also, I've been married interracially all my life. In the sense,
I love that.
in the sense that I'm Namibian and my husband is not Namibian, so that in itself really calls for a lot more from both the two of us to be able to get along. So I think one deal breaker that I have observed all this while is the predisposition, if it is a predisposition, not wanting to change. Because I have personally discovered that we change as human beings. And if you personally as an individual doesn't engage yourself to be able to expect that, my partner's going to change, I am going to change, how am I going to approach this? And have a mature approach towards this thing that's going to happen in any of the different facets of a human being and the issues that we will be dealing with interracially. If that does not happen, then definitely it's heading to disaster. That's number one thing for me.
Fantastic. Heidi.
I believe that marriages stay intact and people stay together in a marriage. It has nothing got to do with where they're coming from and where they are, whether they are from the same country, from the same religion, from the same whatever. I believe marriage is congruent when there is a match of values. Whatever that is. So it's all about the values. So if I have the same values like my husband or my partner and this partner is doesn't look like me, does not, is not coming from the same place or country like me, I reckon that marriage will stay longer than other people and, it will be a stronger relationship than other people married and they're from the same country and they're from the same religion and everything. Even from the same tribe and same city, but they don't have the same values, it won't last. It's about values, I think.
Yeah, I think like Heidi said, it's about values. For me, I was married to a Zambian for 3.5 years and that didn't work out. But yeah, I think it comes down to being prepared to change. Like you said, Liz, it's about being prepared to change and to compromise and not being, well, this is who I am, that's who you are, nothing I can do, and then that's it. Do you know what I mean? It's about having the attitude of, we're in this together, let's work at it, let's see what we can do, let's, get to the root issues of what the problems are. But I think definitely in Australia, you know, like when I was growing up in Australia, it was pretty much white Australia. And so, you know, you were pretty much guaranteed to marry another white Australian. But now we're such a culturally diverse country, you're pretty much guaranteed that you're going to marry somebody from another culture. So I think it's a matter of, learning to adjust and to incorporate one another's culture within your marriage, and to be able to discuss that even before you get married, to be able to see if you're going to be actually a good match, if you can actually work together, if the two cultures can blend.
Yeah, that's actually interesting, because I wanted to ask, you know, in terms of this adjusting and the incorporation of the cultures, when would you advise this discussion happens, and is there a time limit in terms of this discussion? You know, this is when it happens, and after that, you know, we kind of cruise, or does anybody have a suggestion or anything to say with regards to that?
I think it should happen all the way from, you know, you start out as friends, and so you know, you're learning each other's cultures there. And then it just continues on going as you become, you know, if you identify that, hey, this is a potential partner, then you discuss further what that might look like, what the cultural aspects are involved in that. And just keep, you know, as the relationship grows deeper, then you discuss deeper issues.
Heidi, you want to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to ask Helen if it's okay with you, because I'm really interested in this relationship that you had. How was it? How was it that you actually, like, how did you introduce your partner to your family?
How did we do it? Because he was in Zambia, and so initially it started with a phone call to my mother. He called her from Zambia to Australia and spoke with her over the phone. And then ultimately when he came to Australia, then it was the big meet. So we travelled down there to rural country Victoria, and he met Mum in person and my two brothers, and
Okay.
Was it smooth, the transition?
Well, by that time we were married, so, you know, they had to make the most of it, so, you know,
Yes, must have been challenging.
Take it or leave it.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. What else can you do? Like, you know, yeah.
Yeah, quite interesting. So you mean to say that it has got nothing to do with how long you date in terms of how successful you're going to be? Is that it, Heidi?
I think timing, has, you know, like, I think time does play a role in how long you take, you know, in because things come out over time, you know, personalities, you know, when you first, as with anybody, when you first start dating, you're on your best behaviour, aren't you? And then as you go through things together and you watch each other in different situations, then things come to the surface that either take you either way, yay or nay. Maybe he is the one, maybe he's not the one, you know. So I think time plays a part as well. As all the discussions,
Heidi, how long did you date, Heidi?
Okay, I met him in April. We got engaged in July. We got married in January.
Wow.
And because basically I wasn't really allowed to date for a long time because my parents, you know, we come from a very strict family and all of that. So it's like, okay, you've seen him 2 times. What, you're not getting married already? It's like, well, you're gonna have to make a decision. Why you you know, other people make decisions like, you know, over the phone sort of thing. So it was difficult, and it's a different story, like from my culture, and my family specifically, very, very strict. And it took like, you know, this is exactly what happened. First time I seen a man was in April, Easter in April. And then we get engaged in July. We got married in January. So in less than 12 months, it all happened. You know, it's how it is. Yeah.
Yeah. You see,
And Heidi, can I ask, were you of the same culture or were you of different culture to your?
Yes. We come from the same country. We have the same culture. Yep. We go to the same church. We have the same, yes. Yeah. But it was just.
I was saying, I was saying, you know, we are the parents that we have been waiting for. Our parents have raised us in the way they best knew how to, and they've passed on, you know, whatever teachings and values they best knew how to, and it's our turn to raise our children. And based on that, you know, there's the expectations that were passed on to us. How are we passing on those expectations? What flexibility are we giving our children in terms of how long they date, whom they date, you know? Do they go online? Is that the best? Do they meet face to face? Rather, is that the best? How are we treating this thing of how long do we date and where do we meet? Unfortunately, I don't have children, so I can't speak to that. But I'll leave it open-ended. Let me hear what you guys say. Okay.
So my daughters, I've got a daughter in year 12, so she's not 18 yet. She's turning 18. And, you know, we've discussed the topic dating and boys and all of that many times, as you do if you've got teenage girls. And, you know, we've decided that, you know, we're not going to go into the dating game till we're adults. So I told her, you know, I prefer and I feel that, you know, it's a better fit for you because of the family and the structure and everything that we've got and all of that you know, start dating after, you know, 18 and after you actually finish your 12 and you've got some time and you've got some flexibility in your time and all of that. So we've done that. She said, okay. In terms of expectations of who she's dating, I did not impose on her that, you know, she was going to date someone from the same culture or anything like that. No, not at all.
Hey, our guests are coming, ladies. Can you see them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello. There we go.
Okay, much better, yeah.
Welcome to Hanging Out with Tammy and meet my ladies, Heidi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Heidi.
How are you?
Good.
Helen.
Hi.
Hi, Helen.
Hello, Helen.
And Liz is there.
And Liz, hi, Liz.
Hi.
Welcome the winners. That's David and Rebecca Werner. Thank you for honoring our invitation today. We've been yabbing, and I don't want to miss any part of this conversation. When I meet them, I'm like, oh my God, what did they say? I don't want to miss that bit. But thank God it's recorded and we can go back and I can go back and listen to everything very well. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Yesterday was their anniversary.
Nice. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
16 years, 16
Wow.
years of marriage.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
You don't look old enough to have been married for 16 years.
I was going to say that.
Thank you.
and by the way, you've got 4 children. Joel is 14. Israel is 11. Esther is 10. And Shanae is 8.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the truth.
That's it. What a job. What a job. We're not going to waste time. We're not going to waste time, David and Rebecca. Thank you for coming. We're talking about interracial relationship, and you guys have been, to say the least, you've been a very icon in our community. A big icon, by the way. We don't know how you do it, so we thought, can you share with us your secret? How are you doing it? And the first question, without even wasting time, is David, was it love at first sight? When you saw Rebecca, you said this was going to be my wife, or how did it all happen?
Good question.
Can you tell us?
Definitely.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
was love at first sight.
Yeah, of course. When I saw you first time was. Yeah.
Yeah, really? And Rebecca, is that what you saw too? Was it love at first sight?
Well, I can't say it was love at first sight because the beginning of our relationship was we didn't immediately form a relationship when we met each other. So I definitely had an eye for him, but I can't say it was love at first sight only because of the situation that we were in at the time where
Oh, really? So it started with a situation.
What was the question, sorry?
Wow.
What was the question? What was the last part that you just asked?
I said, so it started with a situation.
It was a very, very interesting situation. And I think that's how we know it was God that brought us together, because the very early stages of us getting together would not have looked like we would have ended up together at all.
Wow. Wow.
David's always very apprehensive about me.
She's making me embarrassing.
You should be used to it for 16 years. So.
I know.
And I'm a talker. I talk, and I share.
She can talk here all time. Yeah, shut up, because she talk and talk.
And that's what I like about Ozzy.
I'll get you to talk. That's good.
My mom says I could talk the leg off a chair.
Real Ozzy talk, and it's good because that's how you learn. That's why you get informed. Because if you don't talk, you don't get information, and you're not going to grow, and you can't live like that. So you know why you're very safe with people like that, because what you see is what you get. There's no hidden agenda. And that's a very good.
That's right. And David has always said to me, and even to this day, he still says I talk too much. But I said, I'm a communicator. I need to talk. He says, even when I meet people, I ask too many questions. But I say, I ask questions because I'm interested in people and I love to get to know people. And he's always like, no, it's interrogation. Stop questioning.
Interrogation. So that's fantastic. And the ladies have got so many questions for you. I think, Liz, you've got one. For them.
Wow.
Yes, I know. Be ready.
Be ready when
when are you in trouble?
I think on my part, either of the two of you can answer this really, but it's for both of you in terms of when you introduced, each other with the families, what was the reaction, and how was the person you were introducing received by the family? How did that go?
Yeah. So David and I met here in Australia, obviously. So this is where I was raised. But David has come to Australia and been here for 20 years.
Nearly 20 years now.
And he still does not have one family member here. So in actual fact, I haven't met any of David's family in person. So they didn't really have a choice whether they were going to accept me or not. But my family, however, when I approached them and said I felt that we felt that this was going to, that we were called to be together and we wanted to get married. My parents are Christians, so they were very open to, they were knowing of that I would always pray about things, that I would always hear from the Lord first. But they were a little bit apprehensive because we don't have any other cultures in our family. I grew up in a very, very Australian family in a country town, not in the city. And we were very strong in the Australian culture, so they were very concerned, only not out of any sort of racism towards colour or nationality, more so out of just do I understand the African culture?
Right.
Do I understand what I'm marrying into? We hadn't been together very long before we were deciding to get married. In fact, it was not even 6 months. So we married very quick.
Wow.
And so they were more concerned about, really, was this just falling into a place of, oh, we're in love, we're getting married, but we didn't see what could potentially lie ahead. And so there were a lot of questions, there were a lot of concerns, but we were planted in a church at the time with a pastor that was our father and our shepherd and our spiritual mentor, and he was from Congo. So he counseled us leading up to our wedding, leading up to our marriage, and also in the very early stages of our marriage. And that was a tremendous blessing for us in what really helped us through those early bumpy, very bumpy stages.
Bumpy road.
Wow. I was gonna say that African were one. So even though David hasn't got his direct family, but I know that he's embedded in this family, Australia, Congolese, but they're very close family. They might not be blood, and sometimes you don't even know who is blood, who is not blood. So really, if they welcome you, the ones in back home already welcome you. It's the same thing. That's how it works in Africa. If people in Australia, Congolese in Australia or Nigeria, all Africans say, if they welcome you, you're welcomed already.
Yeah.
But they're gonna go. I know your pastor, Peter Bundoli, he's gonna go to Congo and see David's parents and said David is secured, and so they will not be worried. But if he goes to Congo, is that all right?
Yes.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
He stood in as David's father. He was the father at the wedding, but he was also the one that married us. But he has been David's, our church family were the ones that stood for David and accepted me.
Exactly. So that we answered that question. So Liz, any more questions? Or we go to
No, yeah, let's proceed.